speaking with you, Long, today. I look forward to hearing your views on doing business online in China. Can you start by providing a brief background of yourself?
Thank you, Dustin. It's a pleasure talking to you too. Um, I used to work for Amazon in the US, and then when Amazon acquired a local company called Joyo.com in China, I was tasked with evaluating different options of integrating, and was decided that I were to assign back to China. I was head of logistics and supply chain for Amazon China from 2005 for a couple of years. And afterwards, I've been involved in various e-commerce startup in China. Some of them are pretty big, like Vanco, Mombasa, and some of them are small startup, including selling vegetables online. So I would say all kind of variety. I've also been doing local retailers as the head of supply chain, and currently I'm the COO for United Cosmetics. We help companies, different cosmetics brands, sell online for selling online and primarily on their Tmall offerings and on Taobao.com. And I also provide logistic consultings and softwares for e-commerce and logistic companies.
Great. Thank you. My first question is what are the difficulties of doing e-commerce in China?
There's many difficulties. Of course, China always offers some unique challenges. First and foremost, if you're planning to set up a website, China have a strict internet control. That means that you need a special license, the ICP, to set up your own web server in China. You will also, as the web server owners, you also need to obligate anything that may deem offensive to the government. Second, you payment is an issue in China. Uh, for a lot of the major B2C companies, cash on delivery is actually the dominant way, as much as over 90% in some cases. But on the other hand, on if you're selling on Taobao or on the other, say on the Tencent QQ platforms, Alipay or their variety version of their payment method maybe would be the primary way. Online payment on banks have or credit card has their unique challenges different than Europe or the US, where they pre-authorize the payment and then you can charge the card when you ship. In China, the credit card charging system just doesn't work that way. So that create a lot of challenge for some of the US-based or European-based e-commerce systems. Localization is also an issue. The language look different than Latin-based language, and that means that your whole style and your how you present, and as well as of course the deeper marketing message and presentations could offer some challenge to some of the companies. Customer service. There's online chat is dominant for a lot of for Tmall and is also getting popular for B2C website. Fulfillment is more manual labor. Fulfillment centers and logistics set up. It will create a unique set of challenge compared to Europe, more European and American style. So those are logistics is often highlight as one of the difficulties for launching online in China.
And how do you get started selling online in China?
And so from a business point of view, you have different options of selling online. So as I mentioned before, a lot of companies choose selling on Tmall or Taobao. If you are a brand, you can set up shop on Tmall. Tmall is kind of like eBay in the US and Europe, but Tmall in China is much more dominant. It's estimated that over 70% of B2C traffic is on Tmall. And there's some reports about selling just over close to 30 billion US dollars on one day in 2012, November 11th. So they have a lot of traffic lots of people selling on Tmall. And for a lot of well-known brand, that may be a good options because people are already, they could be already buying your product on Tmall. The traffic is already there. They're just buying from different sellers right now. So setting up a flagship store on Tmall is a good option for to consider. The cost as a percentage of sales is relatively low. Um, and that's option number one. Of course, many companies would choose to set up their own branded B2C website, the independent website. Uh, the independent website route, as I mentioned earlier, you have the government control issues that you have to get through. And after beyond that, you set up your website, is online, you have everything translated. Getting traffic to your website is a little bit more difficult. In China, by my own experience, the search traffic to shopping website is more costly compared to the in the US and in Europe. The Chinese consumers, they don't use search as much when they start their shopping experience online. They usually go to, some customers like to go to Tmall or Taobao, as I mentioned earlier, and some go to their trusted website. For example, they may starting with QQ or whatever page, the landing page they are comfortable with, and pointing to a website, pointing to other shopping website. So getting traffic to your own website, even though you may be the brand owners, sometimes it's not as easy as one may think, particularly in China. But there's an option. It may be particularly important if branding is important to your company. You could also sell through one of the major B2C platform in China, like Amazon. Amazon is not the biggest, but it's one of the major one. There's Jingdong, which is 360buy.com. There's also Yihaodian, which has been acquired by Walmart. Shuling is a local retailer trying to be a platform, trying to move on to that route as well. Dangdang.com is a listed company. These are major platforms that allow you to open shops within their website, or you can sell as a suppliers to them, and they will acquire your product based on the common merchant terms. There's also clearance website that if you have particularly for the last years for clothing industry, inventory is a big issue, and the clearance website could help you. For example, VIP Shop is one of the popular. It's already on IPO. It's a listed company. So all these are different options of getting yourself selling online in China.
If you are selling on Taobao, for example, how would you get traffic to your Taobao account, to your page?
That's a great question, Dustin. On Tmall, of course, Tmall or Taobao, there's already a lot of consumer traffic. Now, attracting to your page is a art and science in combined, I would say. That you can do the basic things to do is for to capture the traffic that is already wanting to buy your product. So you can do search optimization just like how you would do on Google, but they're based on Taobao has its own algorithms on how to optimize the search ranking. So what would impact based on relevancy, based on price, based on locality, and also service level of your shop. And all this will factor into a score and also past history and so all those are all factored into when the customer search for an item or a brand, what listing will show up on their results page. And besides that, you can also buy ads. There's targeted ads, search-based ad, keywords ad, but there's also display ad on various property on Taobao. And you could also participate in different campaign, sales campaign, theme sales, and different things that you could organize, you could join in, and there's different rules about that. Navigating the Taobao scenes, trying to maximize the resource you can get from the Taobao platform could be requires a lot of experience and work. And that's why a lot of the brands owners would choose a what we call TP Taobao partner to help them to operate their Taobao store. And for example, our company United Cosmetics, we help some of the leading cosmetics companies to launch their Tmall shops online, and we offer the total package, including from marketing, fulfillment, operations, and logistics.